Welcome to this conversation with Sherry Nelson. She's a model, she's an actress, she's a businesswoman, and she is so sweet. This is such a fun, chatty conversation.
I just love your energy. I feel like we could have 1,000 conversations already. We've only been talking for like 10 minutes.
Well, I've been hanging out with you for the last few days, and I quite like your energy because I was just my last one I listened to, you were talking to Shane Claiborne, and I love the story that he said that he was a missionary and he wanted to do work with over in Calcutta, was it? And he Mother Teresa, and she answers the phone almost like a logger, and I like, oh, why didn't anyone record that? Because no one would believe it. And so I love that. Those are fun little anecdotes. Oh my God, you can even make a board game. Who said this? No.
I love it. So you've had a pretty fascinating life, going from the logging industry to modeling and being an extra in a million movies. Your IMDb page is so fascinating. I'm like, whoa, what movie has she not been an extra in?
Well, you don't see me, but you will. You will see me soon. Warrior of Eight Flags actually will be close to you, so maybe not. See my ignorance again. It'll be filming in Finland, Hong Kong, Finland, and Vancouver. Warrior of Eight Flags, and I'll be an FBI agent. So, and then I just did a voiceover for a radio show comic book. I'm Victoria Rand, and an actress, and they're gaining a lot of momentum, so it might be made into movies. So hopefully you'll see me this time.
That's so exciting. So how did that whole career and life open up to you? Were you from a small town in Canada?
Yeah, I am. I'm from the town was called Galloway, British Columbia, and it was named after the rail spur, and that's where my great grandfather, Charlie Nicholson from Sweden, they named it after the Canadian Pacific Rail Line rail spur. And so there was about 80 people there. Mostly it was all the workers that worked there, lived in camp there. And so my family, he sold the company, my father, in April 2019. And I was, I've always wanted to work in the United States legally, just because of the US currency, and I love trading currency and I love playing the stock market. And I thought, right now our Canadian dollar is very strong. But I was looking for lumber trading jobs, and I was flying all over the United States interviewing, and I got a message from a photographer that saw my Facebook profile photo. And he said, there's a Maxim magazine cover girl contest, you should enter it. And I thought, well, those are never open to anyone but American citizens. So I looked, and it was international. So I thought, okay, I'll enter it. And I thought I'd go in and out and no one would know. And yeah, I made it into the top 4, and I did not expect that at all because the girls are so pretty. And Max, they've been very, very good to me. And so it was a fluke, and kind of like you, like a leap of faith almost. You thought not everybody will travel the world or anything like that. Not everybody would, enter a contest like that. And when I did, I didn't tell anybody though. Because I know, if all of a sudden you're like, there was a question there, and I thought, oh God, what if I don't even make it past, getting in the front door? So I didn't tell anybody. And then for a few weeks, I still didn't tell anybody because, you don't want to be that person that fails. And so I think that's part of the secret. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah. I think that's so true. Like, so often with any kind of goal or dream, if you tell people about it, then you kind of already start to congratulate yourself, like you've already reached it. But if you keep it to yourself and then tell people when it's done, then
well, there's less pressure too, because then all of a sudden you're accountable to everybody you told, and then you see that person, they're like, so you didn't make it, hey? You're like, oh. So but yeah, no, I think there's a lot to be said to keeping your cards close to your chest. So tell me about Sweden. Like, a lot of fish?
yeah, like there's like 3 big holidays where you are supposed to eat some fish. Christmas, midsummer, and Easter. And so there's like lots of different kinds of fish in jars, like with like
Pickled herring?
Yeah.
My dad loves pickled herring.
Mustard flavored pickled herring, garlic, all these different kinds. And I really don't like it that much, but every single holiday I'm like, okay, I'll try it again. Yeah, I still don't like it.
Need some bacon and cheese. No, no, my dad, he loves Swedish meatballs and he loves, and I've tried to make them for him, and a lot of people love that, but he loves his pickled herring, my dad.
But I really love knäckebröd, which is hard bread, like crunchy bread, with cottage cheese. Well, first caviar and then cottage cheese. But this isn't like Russian black caviar. This is just like in a tube. We get lots of food in tubes over here. You can get you can get shrimp and cheese in a tube that you put on bread, and this normal caviar that is just really nice and salty, and then you put cottage cheese on top of that, and it's so nice.
Oh, really?
I don't know anything about the world of maxim and modeling, so you had never even considered any of that before this person just said, hey, you should try out for this.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have. And, also, if I was still working for my father, I never would have. I would have just kept my head down and, even, no disrespect to Maxim, no disrespect to models or anything like that. When I was getting further ahead, and I would go into job interviews, I was terrified that somebody knew I was in that, because I wanted them to know me for my knowledge of lumber market and my history in knowing the trends of housing. And nobody noticed until I think, a few weeks before. And because I had a few friends that were posting it, I'm like, take it down. Take it down. I wasn't promoting it, I know. And, because I just really wanted to land in the United States working at a trading firm. And so, no, but I'm happy that it did what it did, though right now they're having a historical lumber run. But I remember my dad, he goes, there was an article written about me, and it was very kind. It was really nice what they said. And my dad goes, they seem to like you down there. He goes, and lumber's so volatile right now. Just give it a shot. So I said, okay, I'll do that. And I don't begrudge people. It was hard to get someone to take a foreigner on, because they'd have to sponsor me and do all these things. So, I might end up in lumber, but I think this offers me an easier avenue maybe to get a legal work visa. So yeah, I'm a worker, and yeah.
Did you go from that to getting onto all these movie sets?
Just as when I was traveling, there would be something, there's like Mandy actors you'd see, they'd be calling on a quick walk-on scene, or so if I was there, then I would just do it or whatever, just for something to do, because sometimes you'd fly in and there'd be a day or two of nothing to do and things like that. But our mutual friend Eileen Shapiro, everything changed when I met her, and all good things come when you connect yourself with her and Jimmy Star. So yeah, it's nonstop, and it's wonderful. And I like to keep busy and be active, and it's exciting. There's so many avenues to pursue, and I'm happy I'm doing it right now.
But I was talking there about how I've always wanted to be on a movie set. Like, I wouldn't care if I was just running and throwing coffee to people. Like, I just would love to soak up the atmosphere of hearing directors call things out and seeing people going from hanging out to being in character. And
oh, it'll be easy. You will be. They'll probably snap you up for bigger than a walk-on.
Well, there's not a lot of filming happening on this little island I'm living on. Talk to John Velasco. He's the one who's playing Abba.
Oh, I adore that man. He's so lucky. Yeah, I really, really like that man. I hold him in very high regard. He's just really, really smart, and he's genuine, and he's not jaded. I adore that man. Oh, you're so lucky you met him.
There's so many people now that I don't want to just talk to them for 45 minutes. I want to talk to them every week. I want to talk to him every week. I want to talk to Mickey Burns every week. Like, I want to hear all their stories.
Oh, no, no. Well, just keep in contact with them. You know what? Like, you're a great lady, and I'm sure that everybody would love to. Just always keep the door open, I think.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
Oh.
Bye.
It's true. This was the This was just a little bit of our conversation. It was so fun. I hope that you will check out the full one later. It's actually
This was just a little bit of our conversation. It was so fun. I hope you'll check out the full one later.
What? That was not at all how I sounded.
Yeah, no, because I actually managed to complete the sentence.
You jerk! I should leave that in. So there's more to this conversation, and it's really fun, and Sherry's so great, and she's just the sweetest person. So I hope you'll listen to the full thing, and thank you. Hugs!